Let us now learn the different genres of literature. All reading materials, may they be in print or digital form, are generally classified into two genres, namely nonfiction and fiction. Nonfiction is factual, while fiction is made up or not true. Nonfiction focuses on ideas or events that actually took place. However, in fiction, it tends to be focusing on imaginary ideas and events. Let us go to the different subgenres of nonfiction. First is a written account of someone's life written by that person. In short, it is a self-written life story, and it is called your autobiography. Most of the stories in your MMK or Maalaala Mo Kaya are examples of autobiography. Another example is a book written by Barack Obama entitled Dreams from My Father, wherein it talks about Barack's life story and it is written by Barack himself. Next is a story about someone's life written by another person, and it is called your biography. An example of this is the film entitled Bohemian Rhapsody, wherein it depicts the life story of Freddie Mercury. Another is a book entitled Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. It talks about the story of Mitch Albom's former professor named Morrie. Next is a text written to inform the reader about a particular topic. It is called your informative text. You can also call it your informational text. It is written with the intention of informing the reader about a specific topic. It is typically found in magazines, science or history books, and even manuals. After learning the different subgenres of nonfiction, let us try to learn the different subgenres of fiction. First is a story that did not really happen but is based on a historical event. It is called your historical fiction. From the word history, characters or events are based on history. An example of this is Lincoln in the Bardo, wherein one of the characters there is Abraham Lincoln and the setting is Civil War. Another is the film entitled Vampire Hunter, wherein Abraham Lincoln became a vampire hunter. You see, the characters there are part of history, however, the story did not really happen in real life. Next is a story that can never happen in real life, and it is called your fantasy. An example of this is Alice in Wonderland. Some examples are your traditional literature, like your fairy tales and your fables. Next is a story that didn't really happen, but it could happen in real life. It is called your realistic fiction. An example of this is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This novel is all about two cancer patients falling in love with one another. You see, the story could happen in real life, but it did not really happen. Of course, you all know Ang Provinciano. So Ang Provinciano's story can happen in real life, but actually, it did not really happen. That's realistic fiction. Next is a story that is intended to frighten, scare, or startle readers, and it is called horror. Example is the book entitled Goosebumps and the film entitled The Ring. Next is a story that involves secrets, puzzles to be solved. It is your mystery. An example of this is the manga entitled Case Closed, or more popularly known as Detective Conan. Another is a story that is intended to make the reader laugh. It is called your comedy. An example of this is the series entitled Dork Diaries. Next is a story that could not happen in real life and may take place in the future with futuristic science and technology. From the word science, it is your science fiction. An example of this is The Maze Runner and the film entitled Spy Kids. Reading books or watching films can bring us to explore real and make believe events. Real events or images, or what we call your reality, are true and can really be experienced in today's world, just like your horse. Make believe events or images, or what you call your fantasy, are not true. They are just imaginary and are impossible to happen, just like your unicorn. Now it's time for you to give your own examples of the different genres and real and make believe images.